In the late 1800s, nestled within the dense forests of Pennsylvania, a sense of mystique permeated the air like the lingering fog on a crisp autumn morning. It was a time when the old ways mingled with the encroaching whispers of progress, and the tales spun around flickering fires held sway over the imaginations of the villagers who called the region home. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the sleepy village of Columbia, a group of loggers would gather around a crackling fire after a hard day's work. Their weary faces illuminated by the dancing flames, they would share stories passed down through generations, tales of creatures that roamed the forests under the cloak of darkness. One such tale that captured the imagination of the villagers was that of the Albatwitch. Whispers of this elusive creature had long haunted the minds of those who dared to venture into the depths of the woods. Descriptions varied, with some claiming it to be a small, humanoid figure with long, spindly limbs, while others spoke of a creature more akin to a mischievous spirit, capable of appearing and disappearing at will. Regardless of its form, one thing remained constant: the Albatwitch was said to be a trickster, delighting in playing pranks on unsuspecting travelers who dared to wander too far from the safety of the village. From stealing shiny baubles and trinkets to mimicking the calls of forest creatures, its antics were as varied as they were unpredictable. But amidst the fear and uncertainty that surrounded the Albatwitch, there were those who whispered of a deeper truth lurking beneath the surface. Some claimed that the creature was not merely a figment of the imagination, but a guardian of the forest, watching over its ancient groves with a keen eye and a mischievous grin. As the villagers settled in for the night, the tales of the Albatwitch would linger in their minds, casting a shadow over their dreams and reminding them of the mysteries that lay hidden within the depths of the forest. And so, the legend of the Albatwitch would endure, woven into the fabric of Pennsylvania folklore for generations to come. In the heart of the forest, where the trees stood tall and ancient, there existed a clearing shrouded in mystery. It was said that this clearing was the domain of the Albatwitch, where it roamed freely under the cover of night, unseen by mortal eyes. One moonlit evening, a group of travelers found themselves wandering into this very clearing, their lanterns casting feeble beams of light that seemed to dance in the darkness. They had heard the tales of the Albatwitch but dismissed them as nothing more than superstition, confident in their ability to navigate the forest unscathed. As they made their way deeper into the clearing, the air grew thick with anticipation, and a sense of unease settled over the group like a heavy cloak. Suddenly, a rustling in the bushes nearby sent a ripple of fear through their ranks, and they instinctively drew closer together, their eyes scanning the shadows for any sign of movement. But it was too late. The Albatwitch had already descended upon them, its presence felt more than seen as it darted between the trees with uncanny speed. With a mischievous laugh that echoed through the night, it began to play its tricks, weaving illusions that left the travelers bewildered and disoriented. Some swore they saw strange lights dancing among the trees, while others heard the whispers of voices long gone. And as the night wore on, the line between reality and fantasy blurred, until the travelers found themselves lost in a maze of shadows, unsure of which way to turn. But just when it seemed that all hope was lost, a voice called out from the darkness, a voice that seemed to cut through the fog of confusion and fear like a beacon in the night. It was the voice of an old woodsman, wise in the ways of the forest and unafraid to face the unknown. With his guidance, the travelers were able to find their way out of the clearing and back to the safety of the village. And though they would never forget the night they encountered the Albatwitch, they also came to understand that there was more to the creature than met the eye, a guardian of the forest, perhaps, or a trickster with a heart of gold. And so, the legend of the Albatwitch would continue to thrive, passed down through the generations as a testament to the mysteries that lurked within the darkened woods of Pennsylvania. For as long as there were tales to be told and fires to gather around, the Albatwitch would remain a part of the fabric of local folklore, a reminder of the magic that still lingered in the world. In the days that followed their encounter with the Albatwitch, the travelers returned to their daily lives in the village of Columbia. But the memory of that fateful night lingered in their minds, a constant reminder of the mysteries that lurked beyond the safety of their homes. As word of their encounter spread throughout the village, the tales of the Albatwitch took on a life of their own, growing larger and more elaborate with each passing day. Some claimed to have seen the creature with their own eyes, while others swore they heard its eerie laughter echoing through the forest. But amidst the fear and uncertainty that gripped the villagers, there were those who remained undaunted, determined to uncover the truth behind the legend of the Albatwitch. Among them was a young woman named Eliza, whose curiosity burned brighter than the brightest flame. With a map in hand and a sense of adventure in her heart, Eliza set out into the forest, determined to find the clearing where the Albatwitch was said to dwell. Guided by the stories she had heard and the wisdom of the old woodsman who had saved the travelers, she pressed on through the tangled undergrowth, her footsteps echoing in the silence of the forest. As she ventured deeper into the woods, Eliza felt a sense of exhilaration wash over her, a feeling of being truly alive in a world filled with magic and wonder. And though the path ahead was fraught with danger, she knew that she could not turn back, for the lure of the unknown was too great to resist. And so, with each step she took, Eliza drew closer to uncovering the truth behind the legend of the Albatwitch, and perhaps even discovering a greater mystery hidden within the heart of the forest. But little did she know that the secrets she sought would test her courage and determination in ways she could never have imagined. In the depths of the forest, Eliza's journey continued, her determination driving her forward despite the creeping sense of unease that lingered in the air. With each step, the trees seemed to close in around her, their branches reaching out like gnarled fingers to grasp at her cloak. But Eliza pressed on, her eyes scanning the shadows for any sign of the elusive creature that had captured her imagination. And then, just when she least expected it, she stumbled upon a clearing bathed in the soft glow of moonlight, the air thick with the scent of pine and earth. As she stepped into the clearing, a sense of wonder washed over her, a feeling of being transported to another world, where the rules of reality no longer applied. And there, in the center of the clearing, stood the object of her quest, the Albatwitch. It was smaller than she had imagined, with long, spindly limbs and eyes that seemed to gleam with an otherworldly light. But there was a sadness in those eyes, a loneliness that tugged at Eliza's heartstrings and filled her with a sense of compassion. Approaching the creature cautiously, Eliza extended her hand in friendship, offering a silent invitation to come closer. And to her surprise, the Albatwitch responded, taking a hesitant step forward and allowing Eliza to brush her fingertips against its fur. In that moment, a bond was formed between them, a connection that transcended the barriers of language and understanding. And as they stood together in the moonlit clearing, Eliza realized that the Albatwitch was not the fearsome creature of legend, but a gentle soul longing for companionship in a world that had forgotten its magic. With a smile and a promise to return, Eliza bid farewell to the Albatwitch and made her way back to the village, her heart full of wonder and gratitude for the experience she had shared. And though the legends of the Albatwitch would continue to be told for generations to come, Eliza knew that the true story lay not in fear and superstition, but in the bonds of friendship that united all living creatures in the tapestry of life. As Eliza returned to the village, she found herself pondering the true nature of the Albatwitch and the significance of her encounter. The villagers listened with rapt attention as she recounted her journey into the forest and her meeting with the elusive creature. Some were skeptical, dismissing her tale as nothing more than fanciful imagination. But others, inspired by her courage and determination, began to see the Albatwitch in a new light, a creature not to be feared, but to be understood and respected. And so, fueled by Eliza's example, the villagers embarked on a journey of their own, seeking out the Albatwitch and forging bonds of friendship with the mysterious creature that had long been feared and misunderstood. As the years passed, the legend of the Albatwitch continued to evolve, taking on new meaning for each generation that heard the tales. And though the creature itself remained elusive, its presence was felt in the hearts and minds of those who called the forest home. And so, the story of the Albatwitch became not just a cautionary tale of the dangers that lurked in the darkness, but a testament to the power of friendship and understanding to overcome even the greatest of fears. And as the villagers gathered around the fire on cold winter nights, they would recount the tale of Eliza and the Albatwitch, keeping the spirit of wonder and adventure alive for generations to come. In the years that followed Eliza's encounter with the Albatwitch, the village of Columbia underwent a transformation. No longer were the villagers content to live in fear of the unknown. Instead, they embraced the mysteries of the forest and sought to forge a deeper connection with the creatures that called it home. Led by Eliza's example, the villagers established a sanctuary in the heart of the forest, a place where humans and creatures alike could coexist in harmony, free from the shackles of fear and mistrust. It became a refuge for those seeking solace and a haven for those in need of protection. And as word of the sanctuary spread, travelers from far and wide flocked to Columbia, drawn by tales of the Albatwitch and the village that had dared to defy convention. They came seeking adventure and enlightenment, eager to experience the magic of the forest for themselves. But amidst the newfound prosperity and sense of unity, whispers began to spread of a darkness lurking on the outskirts of the village, a shadowy figure that prowled the forest at night, preying on the unsuspecting and leaving destruction in its wake. Rumors swirled of a creature more fearsome than any the villagers had encountered before, a creature that seemed to feed on the fear and uncertainty that still lingered in the hearts of those who dwelled in the forest. Determined to protect their newfound home, Eliza and the villagers banded together, their resolve unshakable in the face of adversity. Armed with courage and determination, they set out to confront the darkness head-on, knowing that only by facing their fears could they hope to overcome them. And so, as the sun set on another day in Columbia, the villagers prepared for battle, their hearts filled with hope and their spirits unbroken. For they knew that as long as they stood together, united in purpose and bound by friendship, they could overcome any challenge that came their way. As the villagers prepared to confront the darkness that threatened their sanctuary, Eliza found herself reflecting on the journey that had led them to this moment. She remembered the fear and uncertainty that had once gripped the village, and marveled at how far they had come since then. With each passing day, the bond between the villagers and the creatures of the forest had grown stronger, forged through acts of kindness and mutual respect. And though the road ahead was fraught with danger, Eliza knew that they would face it together, drawing strength from the bonds of friendship that united them. As night fell and the darkness closed in around them, the villagers gathered at the edge of the forest, their lanterns casting flickering shadows on the trees. With a determined glint in their eyes, they set out into the night, their footsteps echoing in the silence as they ventured deeper into the heart of the forest. And then, just when it seemed that all hope was lost, they caught sight of the creature, a shadowy figure lurking in the shadows, its eyes gleaming with malice. With a roar that shook the earth, it charged at them, its claws flashing in the moonlight as it prepared to strike. But the villagers stood their ground, their resolve unwavering as they faced down the creature that threatened their home. With weapons drawn and hearts ablaze with courage, they fought bravely, driving the darkness back with each swing of their swords and each blast of their magic. And in the end, it was not strength or power that saved them, but the power of friendship and unity. For as the creature lay defeated at their feet, its dark form dissipating into the night, the villagers realized that together, they were unstoppable. And so, as they made their way back to the village, victorious and filled with hope for the future, Eliza knew that their journey was far from over. For though the darkness had been vanquished for now, there would always be new challenges to face and new adventures to be had in the enchanted forest they called home. As the villagers returned to Columbia, victorious but weary from their battle with the darkness, they found the village transformed. The air was filled with a sense of jubilation and relief, the tension that had once hung over the village dissipating like morning mist in the sunlight. With the threat of the darkness vanquished, the villagers turned their attention to rebuilding and strengthening their community. Together, they worked tirelessly to repair the damage caused by the creature's rampage, their spirits buoyed by a newfound sense of unity and purpose. But amidst the celebrations, Eliza couldn't shake the feeling that something was amiss. There were whispers among the villagers of strange occurrences in the forest, unexplained noises in the night, mysterious disappearances, and sightings of creatures lurking in the shadows. Determined to uncover the truth, Eliza set out once more into the forest, her heart heavy with concern for her friends and neighbors. With each step, she felt the weight of responsibility pressing down upon her, knowing that the safety of the village depended on her ability to unravel the mysteries that lay hidden within the depths of the forest. As she ventured deeper into the woods, Eliza found herself drawn to a secluded glade bathed in dappled sunlight, its beauty belying the darkness that lurked just beyond its borders. And there, amidst the rustling leaves and chirping birds, she stumbled upon a sight that filled her with dread, a gathering of hooded figures, their faces hidden in shadow as they whispered incantations into the air. Realizing that she had stumbled upon something far more sinister than she had ever imagined, Eliza knew that she had to act quickly to protect the village from whatever dark forces were at work. With a steely resolve and a heart full of determination, she prepared to confront the unknown, knowing that the fate of Columbia and perhaps even the entire forest hung in the balance. As Eliza delved deeper into the mysteries of the forest, she uncovered a network of dark magic woven into the very fabric of the woods. It seemed that the creature they had defeated was but a pawn in a much larger game, one orchestrated by forces far more sinister than they had ever imagined. With each revelation, Eliza's determination only grew stronger. She knew that she could not face this new threat alone, and so she sought out the aid of her fellow villagers, rallying them to stand together against the darkness that threatened to consume their home. Armed with knowledge and resolve, the villagers set out once more into the forest, their hearts heavy with the weight of the task that lay before them. But they were not alone, for in the darkest corners of the woods, they found unexpected allies, creatures of myth and legend, drawn to their cause by the promise of freedom from the tyranny of darkness. And so, with the ragtag army at their side, the villagers marched into battle, their spirits unbroken and their determination unwavering. For they knew that as long as they stood together, they could overcome any obstacle that stood in their way. As they clashed with the forces of darkness, the forest echoed with the sounds of battle swords clashing, spells crackling through the air, and the triumphant cries of victory as the tide began to turn in their favor. And when the dust settled and the last echoes of battle faded into the night, the villagers emerged victorious, their home saved from the clutches of darkness once and for all. And though the scars of battle would linger for years to come, they knew that they had faced their greatest challenge and emerged stronger than ever before. As they returned to Columbia, weary but triumphant, they knew that their journey was far from over. For though the darkness had been vanquished, the forest held countless mysteries waiting to be uncovered, and they were determined to face whatever challenges lay ahead, together as one. As the villagers returned to Columbia, they were greeted with cheers and applause, their heroic deeds celebrated by all who called the village home. The threat of darkness had been vanquished, and peace had returned to the forest once more. But amidst the celebrations, Eliza couldn't shake the feeling of unease that lingered in the back of her mind. Though the immediate danger had passed, she knew that the mysteries of the forest were far from solved, and that there were still many unanswered questions that remained. Gathering her courage, Eliza vowed to continue her quest for knowledge, knowing that the journey ahead would be long and perilous. But she also knew that she was not alone, that she had friends and allies by her side, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. And so, as the sun set on another day in Columbia, Eliza stood at the edge of the forest, her eyes fixed on the horizon as she prepared to embark on the next chapter of her journey. For though the road ahead was uncertain, she faced it with courage and determination, knowing that the spirit of adventure burned bright within her heart. And as she disappeared into the depths of the forest, her footsteps echoing in the silence, the villagers watched her go with a mixture of pride and sadness, knowing that they had witnessed the birth of a legend, a tale of courage, friendship, and the enduring power of the human spirit. In the years that followed, the village of Columbia thrived, its people living in harmony with the creatures of the forest and the mysteries that lay hidden within its depths. Eliza became a revered figure in the community, her bravery and determination inspiring future generations to seek out adventure and embrace the unknown. And though the legends of the Albatwitch continued to be told around campfires and hearths, they were no longer spoken in hushed tones of fear and superstition. Instead, they were celebrated as a reminder of the resilience of the human spirit and the power of friendship to conquer even the greatest of challenges. As for Eliza, she continued her journey through the forest, her thirst for knowledge driving her ever onward. Along the way, she encountered many wonders and faced many trials, but through it all, she remained steadfast in her resolve to uncover the secrets of the world around her. And so, as the years passed and the seasons changed, the legend of the Albatwitch lived on, a testament to the enduring spirit of adventure and the timeless bond between humans and nature. And though the details of Eliza's adventures may have faded with time, her legacy remained etched into the very fabric of Pennsylvania folklore, a beacon of hope and inspiration for generations to come. And with that, our story draws to a close. The tale of Eliza, the Albatwitch, and the village of Columbia remains a vivid reminder of the magic that exists in the world around us, waiting to be discovered by those brave enough to seek it out. The end.